Good morning. Here we are in Occidental. We welcome you to my job site. This is my truck. As we walk along here, that tall tree you can't even make out in the glare there is what we're taking down. We rolled the chipper off of the trailer. We're going to walk the path where we took it. Taking it across the grass. Can't even make out the tracks right here. Say hi, Bjorn. Alright, we're taking it all the way back behind the house. This is one point. We had to turn the chipper around in place to back it in, but that's the largest amount of turf disturbance. We're still going. Bringing it back through this really narrow spot. Here we got into a little bit of mud. And this was the crucial spot. We got a wall here, got the electrical box here. I had to back the chipper out and turn it around and come in the other direction, but we were able to do it. Right along here to the back. And we got a 12-inch chipper into a backyard here, courtesy of the tracks. Now what we're doing is I continue to walk around here. I can show you our tree. This is the fir tree. It's probably 125 feet tall, 45 inches at the base. The scope of the job is to get all the brush out of it, get it down below where it forks about 100 feet up, and then flop the rest of it. And what we got going on is right on, man. We've got a speed line going. So the line is attached up there. We got nylon straps tied onto these branches. We're just going to zip them right down there to the other tree, right to the chipper. So the end of day one, I was in the tree about 10 a.m., came down about 4:20 or so. We managed to get 2/3 of the brush off of this thing, and those were the most difficult ones. Those were the big heavy branches, and now they have a longer run. And so they're working a lot better with the zip line. So we should have the whole thing brushed out, hopefully by about 1 o'clock tomorrow. We'll take the tops off, take off a couple of logs on the rope, flop the big crotch off where there's the co-dominant, and then the rest of the trunk we get to just flop down into the forest without damaging anything. Alright, stay tuned. Day 2 with the big fir. I'm ready to head up. I gotta reevaluate what I said earlier about the height. My rope is 280 feet and I only got about 20 feet on the ground here, which means I'm tied in at 130 with a good 15 or 20 above me. Still, these two lower branches, they were too big and too long, being as low as they were to do the zip line, so I got to piece these out right now. Back up in the tree, this is the first of 2 fairly large branches. This thing is probably 10 inches diameter. Alright, just got to cut off. It's hanging below me. Bjorn is having me lowered a little bit at a time. Just doing a wrap around the tree. So this is one of the major reasons why we're taking this tree down. You can see it has this split. What inevitably happens is the wood on the inside dies off from the compression. You get rot through there, and then you can have one of these tops break out. Now it does have a cable. It's way up there at the top. But unfortunately, there goes the chipper. Unfortunately, I can't take the whole thing off in one piece. I'm going to need to chain it together, take it off below the cable, and then flop down a big piece, probably 20-25 feet, to get it to land flat in our drop zone down there. So here's Bjorn working like crazy. Just sent down 8 big branches. He's cut the crotches off of them, forks, and he's feeding them into the machine. And yeah, it's really just the 2 of us today. Same with yesterday, and we're taking out a big tree. Why it's so important to have really good equipment. It's even more important to have really good people working with you. Alright, so here's our setup. I've got a face cut in this piece. We're going to take off that much, and this right here is where the cable was attaching the two of them. If you look down below me, probably right there, yeah, you can make out the chains that I'm using to tie the tops together while I'm doing this. So about 3 o'clock on day 2, we got the tops out, all the brush out. We took a big log off and flopped it down just below that main fork. Okay, we got the face cut taken out. Looking at this here, we've got about 6 inches on the other side of that bar. It's a 42-inch bar, so we're looking at a 4-foot diameter tree. About 80, 90 feet tall. We're trying to drop it that way. Alright, here we go. So that's where we made the cut. Follow it along. Here we go. And what we were aiming for is that little bay right there. Bear with me a second. And there it is, right in line with our pole. About 10 minutes after 5, we started at 7 this morning, so today was a long one. Tree's gone. Walking around at the back, here's that bit of turf disturbance. Here's the narrow little spot. So we were able to get the chipper through, which is kind of cool. We'll kick this dirt around just a little bit. Minor cleanup, but we ended up with a pretty significant pile of chips, which they did want. So this is the top of the tree, the brush. We've got this major log here, which goes all the way down there. The rest of the tree, any of the wood from the tree, and this is the final cut we did